Okay, I'm about to start mission 3 of 10 for the Business Career Agent in EVE. For a career in business, you'll need a basic understanding of crucial industrial processes such as mining ore and reprocessing it, along with a myriad of other materials, into the components materials. So essentially, you go mine asteroids, and then you reprocess the asteroids into minerals, and then you use those minerals with a blueprint to build something. I want you to get on board your new venture. That's the mining ship you just gave us. Fit it with a mining laser and a turret weapon. The former for the asteroids, the latter for any pirates that may attack you. And head out to a certain set of coordinates where you'll mine ore from Veldspar asteroids. Once you get back, refine the Veldspar ore into tritanium. If you had to deal with any pirates, you can also refine any modules you retrieve from their ships' wrecks. Though be aware that the reprocessing of ships and modules usually carries a hefty waste penalty. So I'll explain all this when we do it. Now our objective here on the right, acquire these goods. Acquire 333 tritanium. And we're going to get that by mining the Veldspar and then reprocessing the Veldspar to get the tritanium. Our objective is going to be at some location in our current system. And they're going to be giving us a miner module when we accept the mission. And our reward is going to be a skill book for reprocessing. And if we right click show info, for every skill level, you're going to get 3% bonus to ore reprocessing yield. So we're going to have more efficient reprocessing and get more minerals out of our asteroids once we learn that skill. So let's accept and close. And we're already in our ship. So let's go to our item hanger from our inventory. And they told us we need to equip a gun and a civilian miner. So let's equip the civilian miner. And let's pretend you didn't have a gun at all. Let me trash this gun. I'm going to right click and trash it and say you don't have anything. Now, you can always click board my Corvette. And in any station, you'll get your starter ship. You'll get a free starter ship. Now in this case, there we go. So whenever you do that, you'll get a miner, a railgun, or a blaster of some kind, and a civilian afterburner. So then we'll always start with a civilian gun. We can right-click and hit strip fitting, and that'll put everything into our item hanger. Then let's make active, right-click, make active for our mining ship. And then let's go check out our item hanger and grab that civilian Gatling gun and put it on our ship. Okay, we might as well grab the afterburner and put it on as well. And it looks like we've got another slot for a salvager. So let's put that on too. It looks good. Let's undock and go finish this mission. Okay, let's close the fitting window. And because it's in our system, we can just click warp to location, or we can right click on space and find the bookmark that it gives us for the encounter. If you accidentally get the radial menu like this and you don't want it, you want it to cancel, just leave your mouse somewhere in the middle and let go, and the radial menu will disappear. You can also change the options in your settings through the Neocom menu in settings. Okay, so we're here. Let's zoom out a bit with our mouse wheel. There we go. That looks like the asteroid right there. We can also look using our overview, and we can go from the general tab to the mining tab. And in the mining tab, we'll see things related to mining. And there's our Veldspar. Let's click it and lock it. If we're far away, we'll need to approach it. We can mouse over our miner, and it says optimal range 10 kilometers, so we're within that. We don't need to approach. Let's just click the miner and activate it on the asteroid. So we lock the asteroid and target it, and then activate the laser, the mining laser, just like you would activate a weapon against an enemy. And you can see here it's going to cycle with that white circle around it, And once it gets complete, that's when we're going to see a message here that says we mined, in this case, 144 units of Veldspar. So every cycle here, we're going to see it get some units of Veldspar. Now it looks like this enemy popped up. You always have to be vigilant of pirates and enemies when you're mining. And let's lock him. And if we mouse over our gun, it says optimal range 5,000. This guy's roughly 5,000. Let's just start shooting. We don't even have to move. We can probably kill him without moving, though it's usually a good idea to move around. You could right click and say orbit at 5,000, since that's our optimal range. But he's not doing really any damage to us, so our okay, he just says good job. Now, if you're curious how much you can mine, mouse over your gun or your mining laser, and you'll see it says 14 cubic meters per 10 seconds. So in that case, it's going to tell us the volume that it mines. And if we right click on the asteroid and show info, we can go to attributes and we can see the volume here. The volume, and this is per unit, is 0.1. So you'd have to do the math and figure out how many units you can fit in 14 meters. I guess that's 140, roughly 140 units. Now, when you mine, when you have, in this ship, in this case, it has an ore hold. It has a special hold just for ore. So your ore is not going into your cargo hold. Your ore is going into this ore hold. And this venture is actually really special in this regard. On top of getting that 200% mining bonus, or 100% mining bonus to all your guns, lasers, mining lasers, then you have this ore hold that holds 5,000 cubic meters. So you can hold a ton of ore in this, almost as much as a hauler. Actually, a little more than a hauler when it doesn't have any modules on it. So you can sit here for quite a while. Look, in all these cycles that we've done, we've only filled up 200 cubic meters. So we can sit here for a while and mine and mine and mine. And if we mouse over, we can see how much estimated ISK it's worth based on market values. And down here you can see your total for what you have selected, or everything if you have nothing. 48,000 ISK. So you can kind of see how much your mining is worth so far. And there it keeps going up as we add more Veldspar to our cargo, or our ore hold rather. So if you were interested to see how many we need, so okay, we want 333 tritanium. So how many Veldspar would you need? Well, this units to reprocess is going to tell us how many units we need in order to perform a reprocess. You need that many units to do it, so you might have some left over. Okay, 100. And if you go to the industry tab, you'll see reprocessed materials, and here it says 415 units. So when we reprocess 100 units of Veldspar, we're going to get 415 units of tritanium. So we only need 333 units of tritanium, which means we only need to reprocess one unit one time. We're going to need 100 Veldspar. We already have 3,000, so we've got way more than we need, which is okay. So we're ready to go. We can click the miner and stop it, and we'll get some asteroid for a partial completion, even though we didn't complete the whole cycle. So now let's go back to our general tab on the overview and go back to our station and dock.
Warp drive active.
Now down here, when you see this button for your cargo hold, you can see how it's highlighted in blue. Well, if you right click and you say track, hold, or bay, you can change that to your ore hold. And then what it'll do is it'll show, as it fills up, it'll fill up with the blue bar, and you'll start to see how full it is. It's hardly full at all right now, so you can't even really see the blue bar there now. But that's nice if you're sitting around doing some mining. You can, just at a quick glance, you can see how full your ore hold is to see how much longer you have before you need to return to the station. So let's take the ore from our ore hold and drag it into our item hanger. And then we're going to right click on the Veldspar and say reprocess. Now here, let's click reprocess. And it looks like we're going to get 7,000 units, and it's going to cost us about 1700 ISK to perform the reprocess. Okay, now the materials went to our item hanger, and we can see we have 7,000 tritanium, way more than the 333 we need. So let's go ahead and start a conversation with our agent. And we've got everything done, so let's complete the mission. Now that we've completed the mission, let's go to our inventory and check out that skill we got. So now we can mouse over and hit inject. And now it's permanently inside of our character. Now it's basically at level 0. So we haven't trained it up to any skills, but we've basically added it to our inventory of skills that we can learn. And if we want to set it to level 1, I can drag it down here and I can place it wherever I want. If I want to put it right up front, I can put it there. It's only going to take 16 minutes for level 1 and an hour for level 2. Okay, now if I looted any modules from that pirate that I killed, like earlier I read, I looted these antimatter charges from one of those pirates. You can take modules that you looted, right click and reprocess, and basically recycle them into minerals. Now the civilian ones I can't reprocess, but it will let me reprocess that ammo that I found. And I'll get a little bit of tritanium. I'll also get some pyrite and noxium, and I will take it. Excellent. So a few pyrite, and we didn't get the noxium. That noxium must have got lost in the reprocessing because there's only one, and if it's a 50%, it must have just disappeared. So we needed more than that. Okay, so in the next mission, in the next video, I will request and do mission 4 of 10.